Hello, friends. Hope you had a great day today. We are working our way through the Generous Life 40-day devotional from the National Association of Evangelicals. Hopefully, you've enjoyed your read through of this devotional. It's been pretty easy to work our way through. Been off for a little while here. Haven't been able to keep up because we're in the middle of a website overhaul. We've had some other tech issues here at the church, and we had a new baby, so it's been a bit of a whirlwind couple weeks for us here, but we are back. This week we're only going to do one devotional, and it's not from today. Today is day 33 in your devotional booklet, but I want to pick up a verse from yesterday because I didn't have the chance to discuss it with you all. One that is important for our understanding of God's heart for generosity. That's Deuteronomy 15:11. So this passage talks about the relief of debts, the freedom from those sorts of burdens every 7 years in order to alleviate poverty and especially generational poverty in the Israelite community. But notice what the Lord says. This is verse 11 of chapter 15. He says, "There will always be poor people in the land. Therefore, I command you to be open-handed toward your fellow Israelites who are poor and needy in your land." It is not God's desire that any person should be in want. In fact, He has designed the community of faith to be one that is generously giving, always opening our hands to people in need. And every 7 years, they were supposed to remit debts. And on the 50th year, then they were supposed to have the year of Jubilee. All the servants would have been freed. It would have been a time that property would have gone back to the original families. It would have been a time where generational poverty would have been set aside because it would have been a time of restoration for Israel. Because God desires for us to be open-handed. There are always people in need and hurting in the community around us. And so as God's people, He has tasked us with being open-handed and willing to give to those who find themselves in need. This is a verse that Jesus picks up on, and it's often misunderstood in the New Testament. When Jesus is anointed by a woman just taking a bottle of expensive perfume and pouring it over His feet, He quotes this verse from Deuteronomy 15:11. He says, "There will always be poor people among you," or in the land, "but you will not always have me." Now, oftentimes we take this verse to mean, well, just ignore the poor people, and it's been misused in that effect. But in reality, what Jesus is trying to do is capture the meaning of this original passage to say that God's kingdom is designed for acts of radical generosity, where we give our possessions and our finances for the sake of others. In this case, the woman anoints Jesus as King and Lord. And this act of generosity is not taken lightly by Jesus. In fact, He's capturing the meaning of Deuteronomy 15, and He's saying there will always be poor people among us. So be ready with open hands to give whatever you have, even if it's the most expensive family heirloom, like a bottle of expensive perfume that you would have had in the family for generations. This is God's design for our lives, that we live with open hands, understanding that the God who gave us the good gift in the first place will ask us to pass it on to the next person in need. He's tasked us with being His hands and feet in the world. So, are you living with open hands? Are you willing to give generously to people around you? There will always be a person in need. Are you there and willing to help when you find that person? Thank you for joining me. I will see you next week. This is the only devotional video for this week. We'll be back on track with our recording for next week. So I will see you next time. Have a great rest of your day.